Everyone is calling the xTool WonderPress a heat press, but after looking properly at what this machine can actually do, I think that might be the least interesting part, because this thing doesn't just press t-shirts. This feels much closer to a mini product development station for creators and Etsy sellers, laser owners, and 3D printing businesses, and anyone trying to turn ideas into actual products. So in this video, I want to show you 10 amazing things you can do with the xTool WonderPress. The first thing that really stood out to me was packaging. Now, I know packaging doesn't sound as exciting as a finished product, but if you sell handmade items, packaging is often what separates something that looks handmade from something that looks professional. You could create a really nice 3D printed keyring, a laser cut ornament, a tabletop token, a charm, a badge, or some small accessory, but if it gets thrown into a plain bag, it instantly feels lower value. With the WonderPress, you can vacuum form clear plastic over your product, trim it down, and mount it onto a branded backing card. Suddenly, that same product looks like something you'd see hanging in a shop. And that is a big deal, because packaging doesn't just protect the item. Packaging sells the item. For laser owners and 3D printer owners especially, this could be one of the most underrated uses of the whole machine. You make the product, you make the packaging, and you make the whole thing feel more premium without outsourcing any of it. And that's where the WonderPress starts to become interesting, not as a machine that just decorates things, but as a machine that helps finish and present products properly. And then it gets a bit weirder, because you can also use it to make molds, which means, in theory, you can make things like chocolate molds. And no, I didn't expect to be talking about chocolate in a heat press video either. But this is where the vacuum form inside becomes genuinely fun. You can create a shape from plastic around it and then use that as a mold. Now, obviously, if you're doing anything food related, you need to use food safe materials. Keep everything clean and then completely separate from resin, wax, inks, DTF powders, or anything else you wouldn't want near your mouth. But as a concept, it's brilliant. You could make a chocolate jigsaw puzzle, a chocolate logo, a little branded gift or chocolate token, or even something daft like a chocolate subscribe button. And from a content point of view, that is pure gold, because people have seen t-shirts and they have seen mugs. But a machine that looks like a heat press making a chocolate puzzle, that gets attention. That makes people stop and go, wait, what is that thing? And once you start thinking about molds, chocolate is only one part of it. You could also make custom candle molds. Instead of buying the same candle molds that everyone else is already using, you could create your own master shape, vacuum form around it, and pour wax into that mold. And that opens the door to ghost candles, mushroom candles, crystal candles, skull candles, seasonal shape, fantasy themed candles, branded candles, or personalized designs. The list is honestly endless. And this is where the product thinking becomes important. If customers can buy the same candle from 50 different sellers, you end up competing on price. But if your candle has a unique shape, style, or theme, it becomes much harder to compare. You're not just selling a candle, you're selling your version of a candle, and that is a much stronger place to be. The same idea applies to bath bombs. A lot of bath bombs look exactly the same. A round ball, a bit of colour, maybe a little bit of glitter, done. But imagine making a bath bomb shape like hearts or moons, stars, shells, pumpkins, dragon eggs, potion bottles, or little clouds. A dragon egg bath bomb feels more exciting than a plain round bath bomb, am I right? And a moon-shaped bath bomb feels more giftable. A pumpkin bath bomb in October basically sells itself, well, if the photos are good. And that is the key point here. Don't just ask, can this machine make the thing? Ask, can it help me make something people actually want to buy? Because that is where this starts to make sense for small businesses. It isn't just about making random stuff, it's about creating products that feel more interesting, more giftable, more personal, and more unique. And then if you're already using a laser, there is another use that I think is really worth paying attention to: heat bent acrylic. Now, to be clear, this does not mean you can magically turn thick acrylic into any shape you want. This is about taking flat laser cut acrylic, heating it, and bending it into a 3D form using a jig. And that is genuinely useful, because most laser products are flat. Signs are flat, ornaments are flat, nameplates are flat, acrylic pieces are usually flat. But if you can take a flat acrylic piece and turn it into a phone stand, a jewelry display, a business card holder, a product riser, a soap dish, a desk sign, or a small shelf, that changes the product completely. You are no longer just making flat pieces, you are making functional objects. And for me, that is where the WonderPress becomes more useful next to other machines. On its own, it is interesting, but next to a laser cutter or a 3D printer, it becomes much more powerful. It helps bridge that gap between flat parts and finished products. And that same mold making idea can also be used for resin signs and plaques. Now, resin needs care. It can bond tightly to mold materials, so proper mold release and testing really matter. But the idea itself is strong. You create a shallow mold from a design, then pour colored resin into it. And that could become a small brand sign, a desk plaque, a pet name plaque, a fantasy tavern sign, a gaming accessory, or a premium gift product. And again, this moves you away from decorating generic blanks. You are creating your own shape, your own mold, and your own product. And that matters because blanks are convenient, but everyone can buy them. And the more you can create your own forms and molds and packaging and finishes, the more your products start to feel like your brand. And then you have the 3D sublimation side. And this is where shaped objects start to become more interesting. One example is custom keyboard keycaps, and I love this one because it is weirdly specific. The WonderPress can work with shaped objects, so instead of only pressing onto flat surfaces, you can create designs that wrap around something like a keycap. You could create a custom set for makers and for gamers, editors, laser owners, or small business owners. Imagine keys that say cut, print, burn, ship it, undo, panic, which to be fair is basically the full emotional journey of running a business. But this is why niche products work. They feel personal and they feel specific. And even if you never sell keycaps, it is a great way to show what 3D sublimation actually does. It shows the machine working around a shape, not just pressing a flat design onto a flat object. That leads nicely into one of the more obvious commercial products, full wrap phone cases. Now, phone cases are not exactly new, but the finish really matters. A cheap looking phone case looks cheap immediately, but a design that wraps around the edges feels much more complete. And that is where 3D sublimation comes in. Instead of just putting an image on the back, the vacuum process helps pull the sublimation film around the case. So you can create something that feels more professional. Pet cases, business logo cases, travel theme cases, gaming cases, family photo cases, brand merch. Phone cases are lightweight, easy to ship, easy to photograph, and very, very giftable. But this is not magic, the setup matters. Preheating, alignment, and the right film all make the difference. So there is still a workflow to learn, but if you get it right, it is a very sellable product category. And then there is the more practical business side of the machine, DTF Curing and Pressing. Now, this is not as weird as chocolate molds or bath bombs, but for a small business, it might be one of the most useful features. If you're already doing DTF, you normally need to cure the film and then press it onto the garment. And the WonderPress is designed to help with that workflow by using the craft oven module for curing and the heat press module for pressing. That means you could have a more compact setup for custom apparel. And space matters. Not everyone has room for a huge production area, and not everyone wants separate machines everywhere. So if you're making t-shirts and hoodies and tote bags, aprons, uniforms, or merch, this could be useful. Because the real question is not, can I make one shirt? The real question is, can I make products consistently enough to sell them? And that is where this feature becomes more interesting. And finally, this is the part what ties the whole thing together. I think the WonderPress might be at its best when it's not working alone. If you already own a laser cutter, a 3D printer or sublimation printer, a DTF printer or cutting machine, the WonderPress becomes the machine that connects those processes together. You can 3D print a master object and vacuum form packaging around it, and mount it onto a branded card. You can laser cut acrylic and heat bend it and turn it into a functional product. You can create a mold and cast candles, plaster, bath bombs, resin, or chocolate, and you can sublimate shaped products like phone cases and keycaps. You can cure and press DTF designs. This is not a one product category. This is a whole finish and workflow, and that is why I think calling this just a heat press undersells it. For some people, it will absolutely be overkill. If all you want to do is the occasional t-shirt, you probably do not need all of this. But if you are a maker, an Etsy seller, a laser user, a 3D printer owner, or a small business trying to turn ideas into actual products, this is where it starts to make sense, because it is not just about what the machine makes, it is about what it helps you create next. So those are 10 amazing things you can do with the xTool WonderPress. And after going through all of this, I think the most interesting part is not the heat press side. It is how the machine connects different creative processes together. heat pressing, vacuum forming, sublimation, DTF, acrylic bending, mold making, packaging. That is a lot of possibilities from just one machine. Now, of course, I'll be testing all of this properly because there is always a difference between what a machine claims it can do and what it can actually do in a real workspace. So if you want the full hands-on review, the honest results, the mistakes, the wins, and whether I actually think it's useful for small business, make sure you subscribe. And if you want to check out the WonderPress, I'll leave a link in the description. But I want to know from you, which project would you try first? The chocolate molds, the packaging, the acrylic bending, or are you just here to watch me accidentally create the world's worst bath bomb? Drop it in the comments and I'll see you in the next one. Ciao.